Hello, everyone. Welcome to the episode of the Unturned podcast. I'm your host, Charles, and we're joined once again by Trying Games.
Hello, everybody.
Did Leona. Stas Wally.
This is the worst intro yet so far, okay?
This is gonna be
Here's what the intro is. Right?
And we have a special guest today, Pitt.
Hey.
Only person that responded. You see, how is our guest better to do the intros than the rest of the host?
Oh, shut up, Charlie.
You guys are scraping the bottom, all right?
You guys-
You're putting
you guys-
me on as
you
a
guys
guest. You
ruined
guys have run out of
everything.
material.
No, we require
No.
professional help, okay? That's
This is not my
exactly
problem.
Well, you deserve to be
Give
thrown
this
in a
man a true.
psychiatric ward to begin with, all right?
Give this man a true.
This
No,
sounds
instead
like
of-
an ish you, not an ish me. All right, well,
well,
Wait,
everybody,
this is Pitt? Are we talking to Pitt right now?
yes. What?
Really? Oh, hi, Pitt.
Oh, hey.
Okay,
That's
okay,
right.
hold on. I'm gonna figure out if Trident knows who Pitt is. Trident, who is
I know who
Pitt?
Pitt is. I just didn't know who Hole is.
Who is Pitt? Who is Pitt?
But now I know who Hole is. It's Pitt.
Okay, whatever.
Same.
Pitt.
what's your take on avocados?
Avocados, well, I'm from the Sunshine State, so, there's pretty bountiful. So, I'm saying I'm quite avocado pill.
The
Emma
avocados are
thinks he lives in
bountiful.
California. Oh,
What
shit.
even?
No,
what- I don't even know
We
what
get-
state that is.
What is that
California?
California?
That's not Cali.
China.
That's
This guy
not Cali.
You live there,
China.
Charlie.
I live
don't
in the
think
favelas. I live right next to Stas,
You
all
live
right?
in
He's in the
Alpha Valley,
favela with
Charlie.
in
me.
Poland.
No way.
We share the same complex, all
That
right? We
took
have
a
to pay up the fees for
Poland.
not getting
That's why
murdered
he's-
by the cartel.
That's why he's called Pitt. His origin story is actually that he
You fell in the pit.
he was born in a pit from
In a
a
favela.
mortar shell.
Well, this kind of segues into what Pitt actually came into. Because Pitt, when you started playing Unturned, how old were you?
Let's see. Well, it started all the way back in 2014. I started playing Unturned, but I didn't come into the ire of the Unturned sphere, I would say, through Chief Grief until 2016. So, I played on and off Unturned 2 years, and then I kind of orbited into the trolling aspect, right? The early end troll of Unturned.
And I imagine it was really fun, right?
Was it like good trolling or was it like
It
Z-Man
was-
trolling?
It was
Oh my!
it was the most primitive 12-man form of Zerging, okay? Because back then, I think the server limit was like 24 players max. I don't know what it is. It could be up to 200 right nowadays.
300.
300, okay. So you would get about 12 of the, Chief Grief Zerg members in there. And basically, they'd roam around as a cluster. And 9 out of 10 times, the admin would know what's going to happen, and they'd blow up the entire group before anything
So-
could happen.
So Z-Man Zerg, basically.
No, I don't think it
This
was.
is pre Z-Man. In
Yeah,
fact, I would
yeah.
say,
This is pre-Zombie.
yeah, pre-Zombie as well. I would call this the Gen 1.
Crazy.
I think it was like when Ricky was around too at the same time as Chief, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
G Ricky. Yeah, G Ricky worked with Chief for one. It was one of the grand, these giant raids. It affected a whole server. G Ricky, I think they somehow, I guess negotiated with one of the admins of this specific Hawaii server, roleplay server, to give him admin controls. And then G Ricky would just give it to Chief, and then it would snowball into like the entire server was just all admins. And then I think the server had the owner woke up in the middle of the night and just took everyone's away. But we had a couple sleeper cells, so we came back later. And we did this two more
Awesome.
times.
God.
You can find the video, I think. It's called like here, let me look this up.
I remember like admins kept rolling back the server, but Chief always had admin because they couldn't roll back before Chief got admin. So
They-
they kept rolling back to when he had admin and giving him back over and over and over again.
It was kind of like that, but under my assumption, there was just so many people admin, and the logs were just filled with people spawning in, random shit and spawning random vehicles and blowing up people and banning them. There was just such a high density of like admin control. And we even gave some to some like alt accounts with Steam 64s. So we kind of sleeper celled our way and then rated it twice, which is really funny because I think the server, I don't know what happened to the fate of that server specifically, but the video was called Unturned Movie, Capture the Server, Kill the Admins featuring G. Ricky. It's a pretty good run. I think that was one of the highlight raids of the, it was like half a decade ago now.
Here's something interesting, because I want to ask you, Pitt, because this is some interesting stuff. For people that don't know, Pitt was the right-hand man of Chief Grief, and was the top wonton of the Wonton clan.
Wonton warrior. I was more... So, Chief had his clique above, all right? It was the upper echelon, all right? It was Seabass and some other associates he had, and he played games with them. Me and a couple of other of Wontons were tasked with basically assembling the groundwork for such raids. We scope out servers and see like the frequency of admins or the amount of players that were on it. We'd give Chief the scoop on which servers to hit and which ones to avoid. And I think Paradox, that was more of one of the other this Hawaii server. It was more of the someone else's work that they found out, which is weird because if you remember, do you guys, anybody know Angry Pork? Like a specific server. He was one of also Chief. He was actually a frequent server that Chief used to raid when he nuked servers. They were all his servers. They would blow up the roleplay towns that he had there. But I think he suggested to raid that server with G. Ricky, and I think that they knew each other from being Panda Hut mods. The server owner of that server and this and Angry Pork knew, they knew each other through Panda Hut mod status, being moderators or whatever of that server.
Wait, so how did you enter Chief Grief's kind of sphere? Because everyone was questioning your authority in
my origin
in the ruling.
story.
Everyone questioned you specifically. No one else was questioned as much as you.
So it was one live stream. I think I can remember this. I remember this in vivid detail. It was this live stream doesn't exist anymore, but it's from a Seabass stream. And they were going around raiding servers just at random, right? And there was this, when they got into this cluster and they would run around, they would hear this autistic squealy kid yelling, just basically the dumbest shit. And they get a good chuckle out of it. And by the end of the stream, they were like, I want to find who this person is, right? Who was this person? And it came into the limelight. And then, I got enthralled into it. And then the first predominant appearance was most savage kid ever and being held hostage. It was one of Chief Grief's very early on trolls.
How old is that video?
Half a decade.
So that was like
5 years. 5 years
2017?
ago.
2016?
2017. Actually, it's January 2017.
So okay. This is like, yeah, that was a long time ago. That's ancient.
This was I don't know when helicopters came out, but I knew helicopters were starting to take place sometime during then, like maybe a year earlier, maybe 2 years earlier, something like that. But when helicopters came around, that was the change.
How old were you? Because I remember, people were so confused of, why was this kid?
It was ambiguous. It was very extremely
Are you still ambiguous about your age still?
No, it's basically... Well, it's I would say it's an open secret, but I don't really disclose it.
Okay.
But you can imagine, all right? You can imagine... I could be an 8-year-old.
You sounded like you were 9 years old, bro.
I can be an embryo, I can still
You sound
be in
like you were
high
9
school.
years old while you were saying so much shit to full adults.
Yeah.
People were so confused. And then the people that you had to look over when it came to the rest of Chief's squad had to listen to you.
Yeah, which was probably, it spelled horrors, all right? Man-made horror, of course, right? But I think the age being ambiguous and it's just you could be talking from to an embryo or just some 40-year-old man. I don't know. There's something interesting about it. It's the charm, I guess. But
So I have a question about this. So you were like kind of like the main guy behind Chief's operations, by what you were saying earlier. So did Chief ever go out of his way to look for other servers, or was he mainly just relying on you guys?
He very much so did. He would. Well, there was two choices that could have happened. All right, one, we just kind of stumbled upon the server, and he was there to help it with the searching. He's like, okay, let's just pick out this target. With the last and most recent troll was, let's destroy this creative RP server. We were doing, and we were initially messing with the server, and then Chief kind of hopped in. But in other times, like the Western trolling one, he went there, started just straight starting there, and then like the bootleg RPs or whatever, he went there straight, and then he would announce it, and then everybody would just like pile in to this server, usually with with like massive queues in the end, because there was about, I would say, 30 at most 30 members that would just get in there like on the flip of a dime when he's put it in the Discord and announce it, something like that.
Do you still talk to Chief?
Chief is what I would consider comatose right now. I know he kind of like I would say he's like a ghost right now, I would say. And I don't know if he's actually going to return physically. Like, he may return. He may absolutely return. He might just awaken, the beast, and then have like we might have just two trolling legions just like marching around, putting to waste random roleplay servers again. But for the most part, I think he has something. He has something, and I'm saying do not search for it. Do not search for it. All right, everybody in the audience right now, do not go searching for it. You will not find it. All right, I will not put this hunt. But he has something. Bigger fish to fry. All right.
Ooh,
I see.
Interesting.
Because I mean, Chief did come back like I think 2 years ago, after like a 2-year hiatus.
He went live streaming for the most part. He played just like random games on Fridays and like talk to the community more broadly, or the more closer circles. Posting Jackbox parties or Counter-Strike games, stuff like that.
So you kind of were like an offshoot of Chief, but then when Chief went out dormant, you kind of went to go do your own thing, and that's what you're kind of doing now. So
I would say that. At the same time, I'm not saying that I'd say that most of Chief gave me a bone, right? A bone and a boon, right? To I guess start this 6-year 500 sub IQ high I guess journey or whatever. But I don't know. It's just more of like I see my channel and whatever I just see it as like a really good way to fill up time when I'm not doing things like studying or work and stuff like that.
I see. I mean, like, I think you still make some interesting content. I mean, at least it's nothing that I've ever seen before. It's not the same, like, rating video 600.
I had this interesting gimmick that I have this interesting concept that's coming into fruition. So there was one. I was doing this live stream where I would go through the Unturned catalog. I just type in Unturned. I click the most recent videos and I'd see what I'd find. And what I'd usually find are like 12-year-olds on their webcam playing Unturned console, getting montage kills or whatever. And I think that's where the heart of Unturned lies. It doesn't lie in the role play. It doesn't lie in the cinematic masterpieces that people make with a block game. I just think it's the 12-year-old with Bandicam or Fraps.com, if you still use that, recording Unturned at 15 frames per second, playing PEI or something, and then doing it for 10 minutes and then dying or whatever. And that's the bare essence of Unturned. I just think it's just like this minimalist, like 12-year-old game, and I just want to see what the works of a 12-year-old can produce.
It's funny because fascinating. I think a couple of us actually really do that. I mean, me and Trident used to in the past, like almost every every other day would go to YouTube Pret New and like find the weirdest shit. And it's really weird. Like Unturned content is by like just like random accounts. Like they're not like anybody that makes Unturned content. They're just like random accounts that make like Unturned videos.
Yeah.
They're so odd.
But lately there's been a bump in that.
I think it's fascinating because you get these. I've noticed there's 3 branches, and it's specifically for the English speaking audience, right? So you have a PvP montage, some 12-year-old, with fraps.com recording Kuwait unturned PvP montage, right? Or it's just spammed with hack videos, right? There's nothing much but just unturned hack videos, and I see this at a time. They come in waves, and I noticed this when I was doing my first stream about it. Like I did like an unturned, this week in unturned or something like that, right? And there would be these 50 like dormant one sub YouTube channels, and they'd spam private unturned hack, new aimbot or something like that. And it's like, and it says blackout, compatible or something like that. And I just think it's like,
funny.
There's just
that's existed for a while. I have a video on my channel talking about that, how I was just making a video and I posted it and like 10 accounts went to my comment section and commented like unturned hack, which is kind of funny because I mean, like, I see a couple of things that exist on like other, like, I guess like other channels. I don't know if that exists for other games where like there's like a bunch of fucking bots that like promote hacks, but like I think it's just kind of funny and also kind of because it's weird because I think I have there's some connections to certain people that are really old school to these bots, and I really wonder there is a secret society of unturned hackers that have been around for a very long time that know the game for a very long time, and are controlling these bots. And
I think
these hacks.
They're just mass spamming it into YouTube or Unturned's like subject, right? So when somebody clicks recent, they're gonna see unturned hacks or whatever. It's just I would call it like basically just like content waves of this occurring. But what I've also noticed is that a lot of foreign content of Unturned is also interesting, and I would say that I call this like the proxy effect, where certain nomenclature and like culture of like a certain game's content, it takes a couple of years to reach like certain parts of the world before they're fully adopted. And what I've noticed is that Unturned China, like if you go on websites like Bilibili or like Weibo or whatever, like Unturned Southeast Asia content or East Asian content, they're like, I feel like they have this Unturned 2017 feel, when Unturned, in as we know it, right, is very 2022-esque, right? So I don't know. I think it's an interesting delay, and I think the market for Unturned China was a very large market that I think Nelson saw and basically capitalized in effect when he made Unturned China and collaborated with like a certain company to have the whole thing translated and sent over.
Speaking of Bilibili, can to all the people, the Chinese people in the audience right now, can you stop uploading my videos to Bilibili? Thank you very much.
They're spreading you throughout the world. Okay, it's you have control over.
wait. Now I think about it. Do you think the podcast is being uploaded there and being like given subtitles and
given subtitles? Probably, realistically. But I keep seeing like Surati videos over there. I keep seeing Nilex videos. Like I think it would say that maybe above the 50K line, they start bleeding over into these other spheres and being subtitled, which is interesting. And at the same time, it just kind of warms my heart that Unturned is still having this broader range of still having their wallets drained from other countries. Nelson is getting the nice paycheck from some guy buying skins over there. It's very heartwarming. Right?
It's heartwarming to know that China has not stolen my content yet.
Good. Well, maybe you need to spread it throughout the world. The Unturned podcast can go. You'll just be like the NBA. All right, you'll have a giant Chinese demographic, and then the day that you say something wrong, you'll kowtow and you'll kneel. All right, and you'll say, "I'm sorry, Unturned China. I've let you down."
I've said already too much shit about Unturned China on this podcast. I don't think they would ever accept me.
I like Unturned Southern China. All right, that's a good map that they made, I think, collectively, which is like I'm not sure if they even hit the workshop main page, but it was a pretty good map. I like that map.
Wait, there was a Southern China map?
Yeah.
When was this released?
I think like a year ago, something like that. But a lot of the mods I see on there, and especially the very sussy ones, all right, are
Aw.
from China. All right, so you have a lot of thanking for what is it like? I don't know. What is it? The anime, not the the anime girl mods, right? They're all from Unturned Chinese workshop creators, which I think is fascinating at least.
Defense Crystal, baby. Defense Crystal.
Defense
I think-
Crystal for the win.
But it's also not a phenomenon that is exclusive to Unturned. I've seen this for like Left 4 Dead, Civ, stuff like that. You can see it. These
Civ
guys are the
6.
these guys are the powerhouse of mod creation for like a certain hyper niche sector. Of course, I wouldn't say that the Unturned workshop is dominating, but
I wouldn't necessarily call it hyper niche.
well, at this point with the Unturned community, you've turned it from hyper niche to mainstream. So, I guess good on you. All right, you're turning more people, you're turning Brazilians and Eastern Europeans to being anime fans. All right, so it's not my skin in the game to change that.
It's true. I'm Brazilians.
You're Brazilians?
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Real.
Yeah.
I have it right here. Southern China. I can put it in here, but for the most part,
I might play it just to look at it. If it's a Russia reskin, I'll just make fun of it and then like go on with my day.
they made their own from their own previous. It was not bad.
Who
I'll
made
say
it?
that.
Can you name the people who made
It was Sir. Oh, it's a Servina, but a lot of the Chinese. It was Servina 7 and Herc. I'm not sure who these people are specifically, but hold on, let me get that for
it? At
you.
least I didn't make Defense Crystal.
Okay.
What
Have
do-
you played
what do
Defense
you
Crystal?
mean?
You know what I'm talking about, Pit?
Defense Crystal.
Mhm.
No, I do not. I have no ears in like the happenings of Unturned. The entirety of my Unturned knowledge retained from is like 2017, 2018, and maybe 2019 barely for the most part. I've been basically frozen in time. I'm like the character from Futurama. He's just been unfrozen.
It's kind of funny
like a
because it's
caveman.
like I think I realized that you were even still around in like 2020. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he still exists. I thought he was
Yeah,
gone.
I'm still kicking it. But it was I was there when Unturned Horde was around. The Horde mode where you'd run around and it was basically zombies mode from like Call of Duty.
Was that when it was revived or when it was officially released? Like the first
I think
time?
officially released before it, became dead. It died again, I think.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't think it doesn't
ancient.
exist as no, it doesn't exist as a main thing. But
It
like,
doesn't. I don't think it does anymore, does it not?
I don't think so. But I know what you're talking about. I mean, it exists in 4, but like, come on.
Yeah, Unturned 4, Unturned 2. the other crutch of the other kind of coin where Chief will return when Unturned 2 releases,
So
which is
never.
funny. So Nelson has now a grip on Chief Grief's return date, and he's like he made the grand stalling, right? He's gonna say, if this guy comes back, I'm just gonna have an army of server owners emailing me that this guy just raided and burnt down the server again. Might as well just stall this game forever and put 3.0 on the chopping block again.
It's funny because to think about that. Yeah, Chief Grief was one of the people that jumped on the tanker where we came to
The
4.
2.0 tank, yeah.
Yeah, and believing that 4.0 was going to just be like coming out as soon as possible. And then like it's been like, I don't know, 4 years.
I know. I'm not look, okay, I don't care if Unturned 2 comes out this decade, next decade, or even during a Fallout-esque apocalypse, right? When he's hiding in a vault with all the money he's made. But I think that the 3.0 reworks and heavy investment, I mean, it's fruitful. But at the same time, I think it's kind of chipping away the 2017 identity I had of Unturned, because I remember if there's one thing I want him to reform, it's vehicles. All right, those vehicles are like, I don't know what's going on with vehicles. They've been broken since, or they've been inconsistent since like 2015.
Mm-hmm.
All you
Something
have to do is just change a number, and then everything's like better.
Yeah, I just know that like when I fly around, if I get too much air on a vehicle, I just get clipped back down. All right, it stalls, and then I drop flat on the ground, stuff like that.
Yeah, I will agree that vehicles need to be fixed. The vehicles, in my opinion, on Unturned have always been bad. There's like so many problems with vehicles besides just the technical aspect of them, and
Yeah,
it's really stupid.
Yeah.
I think
Acceleration.
the practicality of vehicles, I think it's a good they're good modes of transportation, right? But then I think their spawns are inconsistent. People just explode them, steal their scrap metal, run away, take their tires as well, even if they're at it, steal the gas, batteries, etc., etc. I think vehicles need a strong reform before you could work on other aspects of the game, like I don't know, just like optimization stuff, like which is
I
weird.
mean, you can completely fix like the bouncy issue with vehicles by changing one value, and then
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
higher ways.
Polaris does it, and
Yeah,
I've messed.
Kuwait does
because
it. Elver does
Kuwait does
it.
it. Then
Every map that came out like
Polaris.
I always thought it was like a netcode issue because like you're
no,
No.
it's
You're
literally
flying through
just
the-
one
No.
number in the game's code.
Yeah, it's one number, and Polaris vehicles have actually done it into a way that they're configured in such an amazing way that they can drive like up walls and also do loops.
so
Oh.
like 2042, the
Mhm.
hovercraft.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. It's
know,
really
I mean,
ridiculous to think about that that's
uh,
the case right now. And
the
I
other
believe
issue-
also this is something interesting. Yesterday, Flodo was on the testing branch of Unturned, and I think there's a new Nelson's messing with the crosshair of Unturned, which doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Oh, really?
Nelson, what are you doing, man? Like,
There
It's
is
just
one
a
interest.
crosshair, like
I thought the interesting update was for the what is it, the double the recoil for third person. I got this info with like 2 weeks before, right? And then I spurged out in this little cluster of my YouTube's Discord server that's basically one channel, and me yelling into the void, having one person respond. But I thought the doubling the recoil effectively did nothing but increase the arm strength of like everybody who uses third person player combat. That's nothing. That's like they look like the Charger now from Left 4 Dead 2. You've just made them stronger, and if you reverted, they're just gonna be even stronger again. You lost the dilemma. Because I know that people who play third person, right? Because I'm a third person kind of guy sometimes. I dabble in it, right? They're not gonna let go of something with this much advantage. And if you put boundaries in between them, it's like
You know what? You're right. We should triple it.
You're gonna make them stronger, all right? Because by the time that
increase
We're
it,
gonna get-
increase
we're gonna-
it,
you're gonna
quadruple it,
if you
quintuple it.
I think
Keep increasing it.
I think
We'll
Until
make it
all
so that
unturned-
first person will no longer have recoil. Not even view model sway. Nothing.
No.
I think
we
right
just,
now
we just,
it's- Laser
we
beam.
just introduced negative recoil at random intervals so
No,
that
listen-
we can't predict it.
Listen,
if you
no,
play
no.
third person, the gun can randomly jam.
you are
And then you have to
every-
go through.
every
The gun
shot.
already jams.
Every single patch, the third person recoil needs to be increased every single time until every single unturned player is absolutely jacked.
That's
Like,
refit.
We're building the arm strength of the right or left hand of certain unturned players. All right, I think that's a great thing for increasing our health. All right, instead of accruing the one arm charger strength, like the body type a specific way, we can obviously have it through funnel that the unturned exercise plan will have you moving your arms, 180 degrees to just simply control the Colt recoil. Okay, so I very much appreciate
Awesome.
Nelson Sexton's incentive to exercise in this game. I think a lot of people needed the exercise to begin with, and triple it, tenfold it. I want to see recoil that makes you orbit the Earth.
All right. Here's the idea. So every patch,
Okay, enough of this joke.
Go to
Enough of this joke.
No, your mother. Every patch, we
Your
go
mother.
to the Steam discussions of the previous or like the latest update, and then we take the amount of likes that post has, and then for every 100 likes, we increase the recoil by 10%, and we do that every update.
No.
every update.
10
Yes.
times. How about that? Or
How about 10 times per like?
each the Barrett's or the what is it? I forget the
Grizzly.
grizzly shot. Yes, the grizzly shot will
The
have
grizzly
you
shot.
staring from up to bottom. You'll stare up and then you'll immediately shoot down and you'll do it 10 times and you'll oscillate between the two for 2 seconds, and that will be the official recoil for the gun if you use it in third person.
We need to invent new math that has more than 360 degrees, and then we can talk about the recoil.
We're gonna have
Well,
it
you-
so
you can just double
the
loop.
Grizzly's gonna have so much recoil that when you left click, it actually shoots your mouse backwards.
No, it actually shoots
It's
you in
gonna
real
fall
life.
off your table.
You're
You have to
dead.
buy. You have to buy the Unturned exclusive mouse that will
Yeah.
allow you to experience such recoil. All
Yeah,
right, it's gonna
otherwise,
fly off your
otherwise you just cannot go third person if you don't have the mouse.
Yeah, true.
See,
There's an
Nelson, all right.
exclusive button.
See,
the
Nelson, all
map.
right, the merchandising idea, all right. You went with the Unturned
Fixing the game, you're
plushies,
making
all
your
right.
money.
I know you're in the works of a Funko Pop, all right. Now you need to work on peripherals for computers, all right. Mouses, keyboards, all right. You can get so many
Dude.
12-year-olds to buy that.
Dude, the Unturned, like, the Unturned graphics card, the Unturned 3060 is gonna go insane.
Speaking about merchandise, when it comes to Unturned content, finally,
Shut up, not yet.
finally,
Anyway.
no, I'll promote it right now because it's a good segue. Shut up, Diliano. Finally,
Whatever.
I got the designs back from these imposters over here, and now there's actual podcast merch. So there's a link in the description to podcast merch. Finally, after like 3 weeks of asking these guys, they finally finished it. Hope you enjoyed the merch.
Unpaid
I mean,
labor.
the shipping.
Can you believe it? Can you believe this guy? He's using your episode to shill his merch. Can you believe
I
this
know,
guy?
right?
I don't,
Like,
dude.
this is a, this.
God.
What? Look, all right. I know.
This
I know
really
we were
is a
scraping for
satisfying
gas,
moment.
right? But you know,
I'm
you-
not
you
scraping
can
for
just-
guess. It's
you
just they
can
don't want to
show all
respond
you
to me.
Well,
It's kind
you
of
were
funny
scraping
because I got a
the
DM
bottom of the
earlier. Okay, hold on. I want to say this. I got a DM yesterday, and they told me that this person told me that they were sick for 3 weeks. So I mean,
Bruh.
I don't know how these people are sick for this long. I think they're just lying to me at this point. I don't think you can be that sick for that long.
They're trying to avoid this podcast.
Yeah, they're avoiding this
afraid.
podcast at all hands.
They're much afraid of what will happen. All right, if they appear on here, they're gonna be disowned. They're gonna be disavowed. They're gonna be thrown out. They're gonna be on the black book of the Unturned community. Every guest that joined here, all right, black, into the black book you go.
Yeah, Nilex, MLBB, Danav, you're all gone.
It's
Worst people
over.
ever.
All right, you've been
Dude.
exiled.
Danaby will never release another map again after this podcast.
For the podcast.
seems
Polaris
like that.
actually cancelled.
It seems like
Polaris is cancelled.
This is the entrance to be exiled. All right, you just walk out into a barren, unturned desert, like arid. All right, afterwards when you're done from this podcast.
that's kind of how it is. That's kind of how.
We're
it is.
Literally,
actually, we're actually filming in the arid safe zone, by the way.
Yeah, we're definitely.
In case you didn't know.
I can confirm.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, come visit us if you're on there right now.
Yeah.
Right
If you're
now.
playing arid at this exact moment, you should come visit us. We're
Yeah,
somewhere.
the save.
We're somewhere. We're not gonna tell you
We're
where. We're in one of the
somewhere.
houses.
This
We're
is
one
a
of the
dumb
houses
joke.
that you
This is
can't
a
Well,
dumb
you know,
joke.
if it's just gonna lure me out of the safe zone, so you can just run me over, or chop me up with a blade, then yeah, sure, go right ahead. But Arid's a fun map, all right. It's very good.
It's the best map.
You've played the
It's
new
the-
maps. You've played all of them.
I
I've
am
played-
not biased. I am not biased whatsoever. It
I
is
played-
the best map.
I played Arid and old Kuwait. I haven't played new Kuwait, but from what I can see, they removed Kuwait City. I don't know what happened to it. All the zombies are gone. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe there's an error. But I don't know where Kuwait 2 is going. I don't know where Kuwait 3 is going. Maybe the entire sand just turns to grass green. I have no clue. But I thought the maps were good. They were interesting.
Do you think? Do you have any gripes with any of the maps or no? You think they were all just genuinely good?
I think bring back Hawaii. I think they're just they're flat great. They should bring back Hawaii though. That's my real advocate. That's the only message I'm going to advocate to the grand population of the Unturned broader community. Bring back Hawaii.
I
Hawaii
agree
did
with this
nothing wrong.
message.
So us freaking about carpet actually, I think, kind of started a project about making a
You
refreshed
mean me?
carpet.
You mean me talking about carpet? Nobody was talking about carpet besides me.
No. No. You ain't stealing all the credit, all right?
Nah, okay, I'll give people some because I remember I was telling people about carpet and then people started playing carpet and then they got there they're like, you know what? Yeah.
You were the first, okay.
Well,
No,
like
so now we need
people
to,
share
we need to do that
carpet.
for Hawaii. now we need to do that for Hawaii, guys. I think Hawaii is a great map.
Bring
And
it back.
Yes.
Yes. I don't even
Yeah.
care. I said this before, but I think the green vomit grass. All right, you just need to do the Germany treatment. All right, and give it a nice, just change the color a tiny bit, and then boom, you're back. All right,
I
and we're
believe
very much back.
there was a conspiracy. I remember this conspiracy. This is really
With
rich
the
memory.
monitor.
No.
With the monitor.
What happened? No. What happened? No, I'm not talking about the monitor. That's dumb. I'm talking about
Nelson
what happened
killed
to
the old-
Hawaii, because Hawaii is in the title of Unturned. Like in Unturned, still you can see Hawaii's like map in the title, and I don't think Nelson was planning to remove it, but he did remove it. But I don't know why, and I'm not gonna guess why. But there was some people that I was like, maybe it was because of this. Well, it was interesting to think that Hawaii was removed. Oh, like it was 3 days after Ireland was removed from the workshop, or like curated when it was curated, because Hawaii was still curated technically. So when Ireland was uncurated, 3 days later, Hawaii became uncurated right after. And I think the Nelson's reasoning, which I mean, I kind of believe now, is that there was no space in Unturned, so he just wanted to make the space less for Unturned, which is sus. Because I mean, like I think Elver is still curated currently. I'm not sure.
I really liked Hawaii. All right, when it came back out was it 2016 or 2017? I don't know which year it was. But when it came out, all right, I still liked it before it got reformed. All right, it looked puke green, and I had 10 buddies running around, playing it and diving into its volcano or whatever. Fun. All right, I liked Hawaii and its concept, but I don't know what happened, and if it's a matter of space, maybe. But then you know what? I would have traded Hawaii for Germany. All right, I am not a big Germany advocate. All right,
I hate
anti-Germany.
I'm anti-Germany too.
Because one, all right, the video that I made about it got sniped by YouTube, which is really funny because it got first sniped by the German government, and then it got sniped by YouTube. Literally, okay. They said that I violated Germany's terrorism law, right? So they wanted the video taken down.
What did you say? Wait.
I just, I made the Germany jokes. Okay, you have to make it. You're obliged to make it when you do that stuff,
I didn't know we have a terrorist on the podcast.
Look, I'm in the terrorist in the eyes of Germany. Okay, I think that's a medal of honor for me. All right. So, yeah, it got taken down there, and then, what is it? Then it got taken down by YouTube, and I got a warning for it, and it's never been back up. And I don't think if I ever went back to it, I've got nothing but vinegar for it because it's just been I had to pry YouTube support to give me a reason why, and it's because I'm very proud of saying this, but I think it was because of the depiction of Adolf Sexton that I put at the end of the video invading Poland.
Bruh. Different time, huh?
It's wrong time, all right? I did this in this year alone, all right? But I thought Germany, what I thought about Germany is that it had so much land, but then at the same time, I had to walk 5 minutes in between each monument to just loot stuff. And then the forest, I like the forest, right? It's got its own style to it. But then I had to walk, and then you have the infamous Berlin. I hate Berlin. It's this map. It's like what? It's trying to be Seattle. I think it's in some way. But then at the same time, it runs like, I'm living back in my, 2012 Minecraft laptop, right? That ran 1.2.5 at 12 FPS. Not a big fan of Berlin. But unless they FPS or optimized it, I still, barely. I'd barely give Berlin a chance again. Germany's just, I don't know. It's not it's not a perfect map, but it's at the same time. I'm not saying it's the worst map.
I said
in particular.
I said this before.
This is why Nelson should make another map.
No, you
Go
shouldn't.
back to map creation.
He's done. We
want. It should have been originally Colorado. Wasn't it originally supposed to be Colorado?
No, it was California.
No, California.
Really? I thought it was. Because it was
That's why it got ruined. Because it was originally supposed to be California, and he switched it to Germany for no reason. So. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you, Nelson, but that's why Germany flopped so hard.
And then they just wanted a map in Europe. I think that's the main reason.
Okay.
Well, you have Russia, right?
Yeah,
That's one
exactly.
good Euro map. Trade a Euro map for a
I will
good tropical
refrain
map,
myself.
alright?
I will refrain myself from making a
I
comment.
mean, Carpat, like that's basically your.
They well, since
Yeah.
it's winter now, we should just replace
We
with
should just replace
Germany.
Germany with Carpath.
Yeah,
We should replace
honestly,
Germany with
if
Belgium, methinks.
honestly, if any map was, I mean, if Germany got replaced by Carpat, I would have no problem with that. I would have no problem with that whatsoever.
So true.
Even though Carpet's like the one of the has so many problems with it, the fucking Brit without.
But we
even-
have to have a map to kneel on, right? Germany is just there's still some holdouts, right? Saying Germany's. I like Germany. It's pretty good. It's a good map. We need a map that's universally all right. That just has vitriol whenever you say its name.
That
right?
used to
It's
be
like Voldemort.
Carpet, but then I was like, nah, you guys are just dumb. Carpet's a really good
No,
map.
no,
There is
what
a
is
map
Belgium
that a lot of
map?
people really disrespect and people really hate.
Is it Brazil?
Yeah, it's not Brazil exactly, but it's Rio.
Oh, Rio de
No,
Janeiro.
no.
True. Okay.
I'm gonna cry.
That place is unreal. There's no favelas. There's like one. I think there was one favela, maybe, right? Barely enough favelas. If you
Maybe
increase the
you're just
quantity
assuming-
of favelas,
You're just assuming stuff right now. Maybe you're just assuming. What if they don't have favelas? What if, huh?
what if they don't?
Yeah, actually, they all got terminated last
No.
year.
They had to make a squeaky clean image. All right, the person who made Brazil as a map, this was a giant ploy.
Yeah,
I
to
wonder
increase tourism,
Mhm.
to increase
actually wonder
tourism
who.
to the map, just so they can kill. So they can kill more tourists when they
I
arrive.
wonder who that is. I wonder who made Rio.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know who that could have been.
Damn,
really
I have
want-
no idea.
I'm just very curious. Okay, Brazil, right? Beautiful map, all right, from its appearance. But then when I go there, I instantly get killed. All right, I get killed off the plane. What's going on?
Oh, that's probably the gangs. That's like an accurate representation.
The
Yeah.
cartels, yeah, the
Yeah, you
favela
see,
street mobs.
So Nelson never added like a system for criminals and bandit NPCs, so we just added bears and wolves. And
So there-
actually,
so
they're
you're telling me there's a
bandits
bear gang?
disguised as furries.
Well, I think he's actually sparing you guys because most of the unturned community, I would, most of them, I would say roughly, I would say quarter can stand to, put a good fight against an NPC. I would say half of them would barely even scrape, surviving an NPC encounter. And I would say the other 25% will instantly croak at the sight of an NPC holding an ace revolver or something like that.
A Maple Strike.
Maple Strike, yeah. I've seen if Nelson's gonna create any AI enemies, all right, like Rust or the new Warzone, right, I just want as many people to be filtered as physically can, all right, and then the third person will come back and we will have no recoil, street forever.
You know what we should do? Honestly, Stas, I think we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
enough. I think we have enough clout capital to go ask
Leverage.
the mod developer of the Rust NPCs to just steal their mod and just make a tryhard bot, a tryhard
Oh, bot.
NPC that's super hard to kill. Like he's playing as perfect as possible, and there's no way to kill him. like an
Interesting,
NPC bot that's playing perfect as possible with like all the green skin cosmetics. That would be hilarious. Just release it on a map. It'd be like you have 10 minutes before he gets released, and you have to kill him somehow. Go.
10 minutes before
A freezer NPC.
You have 10 minutes until he is airdropped in on an APC with an armored turret. And if you have to kill the turret, you have to kill the armored vehicle first before you can actually kill him. All right. It's like the ultimate unturned boss fight.
Yeah.
It's like the Flesh Prison fight from Ultra Kill.
The
Yeah,
ultimate green skin.
yeah.
Nobody
the prison, and then he
Well, phase one is, he airdrops in with his legion of, and then phase two is his vehicles get destroyed, and then you have to engage him and
and then he starts building. He starts building.
And then phase three, he starts building this giant fortress in the middle of Moscow. All right, and then
He pulls out the PDA, the building PDA, and he does the Fortnite, which is definitely
Fortnite.
possible.
Finally, cranking 90s in Unturned.
Phase
Why
3.
haven't-
Phase
if that was the
three, he gets a
direction
TPA
Unturned
request.
combat went, I'd I like it. All right, I like the idea of an unturned Fortnite. All right, Zoomer. We need to appeal to the Gen Z Zoomer Alpha demographic for Unturned. All right, Unturned is predominantly
I feel like
Roblox.
it'd be cool if Unturned Combat was more combo oriented instead of just gun shoot person. Like
Yeah,
that's what
it
I
would
like
be-
it. That's what I like
It
in
would be
games.
cool if if you were just fight fist to fist. Yeah, exactly.
It would be
Yeah.
fun if knockback.
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 It would be just fun if the melee wasn't horrendous.
It's just fun.
Mm,
Absolutely
Melee-
terrible.
Melee needs an interest. If you want actual melee combat, I think that there needs to be some incentives to actually use melees to begin with.
Just make melee
I-
good.
No. Listen. It's just like have you seen? I have seen some people go absolutely crazy with the sledgehammer on Arid. Okay, like
I've seen katana wielder, right? I've seen what is it, like jackhammers and
if you
chainsaw
give
guys running
people
around.
if you give people like if you make the melee weapons good enough, then it's enough. Like they already have a reason to kind of use melee, but now the melee system is kind of very inconsistent because the way
need
it
to
works.
All right,
You need to be
actually,
allowed to
hear me out,
throw it.
hear
You
me
need
out.
to throw it like in Rust. Like you can throw a spear or something. You need to throw a katana, throw a chainsaw at them.
That's not really melee, is it? That's just like
It's
throwing a melee weapon.
it's a final resort. Like
Okay,
it-
as a final resort, yeah, because like throwing knives in this game would be cool to see. But mainly what I'm like getting here is that melee in this game works. I mean, many games do it, but for Unturned, it just does not work. That it spawns like an invisible bullet in front of you, right?
Unturned melee is basically the equivalent of you ran out of everything and you'd rather much not use your fist to kill some dude who's about to stack your door, right? It's the same. It's basically across the board the same for things like Rust, Ark Survival. You'd better have a melee than nothing, right? But even at some points, it's even better to just not even melee to begin with, and you'd rather much have a crossbow than than a normal melee in certain instances while playing Unturned.
Yeah, because it's very inconsistent. That's what it is. It's kind of hard to hit with melee because, as I said, it's just like a
Needs a larger window of like
yeah,
hit.
exactly. Have you seen like the way TF2 does it? You have like two
Yeah.
hitboxes. for,
Well,
like,
you have this. It's a scatter. It's kind of like you have this area of range of attack, and if they're in
Exactly.
that area,
So
then,
what
yeah,
if like if you have like a katana, it's not like like literally spawns a single little small bullet in front of you. What if it's an actual like a sweep of a katana
like
that deals
like an area
It's a
sweep, yeah.
4.0.
exactly? Imagine if there's that would also make like zombie combat more interesting because if you get like a lot of zombies in front of you, then you can like sweep the katana and hit a lot of them at once. For example, you
Yeah,
could
that's
have you could have weapons that have like the katana, like a katana, like a machete that just like have a large area, and then you can who have weapons like the sledgehammer who don't like have an area
Mhm.
attack, but they deal more damage to a single target, for example.
I think that okay, and then one more thing that like a caveat, I would say maybe the movement speed when equipping such melees, they need to be slightly like a little bit more change. I know I'm very disservice. I'm not a big fan of movement changes, like movement speed changes. I didn't like it when they did it in SCP Secret Lab when they neutered everybody's movement to like for weapons and range and stuff like that. But I think that if you increase the speed of melee users, they can become a bigger threat than someone with a gun because then they
Oh,
can
no,
close the
definitely.
distance faster. I think it's
Exactly.
that would be a way better incentive.
And
The
I
bar-
don't think I don't think that making this game's combat faster is a bad idea. Like it's just making it more fun. Is what it is.
Just fix
Because
speed. Just
I
steal the fun
don't
rounds.
I have not played Rust, but I can imagine that Rust combat is not very fast paced, right?
It
It
can
depends.
get quick very quick. Like it can go
Is it-
0 to 100
Okay,
really
okay.
quickly. Because look,
Is it Titanfall? Is it Titanfall? Is
it's
what
not it's not Titanfall. I'd say Rust is like okay, you can have your gunfights, right? But then there are certain quiet calm moments where you have these grubbers, which are basically like just low end nakeds with like one cheap weapon, right? And they're able to just like snowball from killing some like stack dude with loot.
What
I
I'm-
see that. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's an interesting phenomenon. There needs to be a lot more snowballing in Unturned, in terms of like progression. I think those snowballing moments would keep people on their toes instead of sitting on the crane all the time.
I think
Also,
that's
there
really
needs
prevalent though. I mean, like it's kind of insane.
yeah.
I think Rust
Of
has a
course.
slower snowball than Unturned, in my opinion.
No. You can go from a cheap Yoka pistol to like I don't know, Metal Gear and AK. What you
You
get
can do
from
the same
like
thing in Unturned. Like you can go from
yeah, in
like,
Unturned you can
Hawkhound
go
or
from
Master Key to like
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Matt. You can go from Master Key to Maple Strike, like that. You know, that's an insane gain too. But at the same time, I'm like, there's also the factor of how much time you're investing into the resources, right? And on turn, you can just pick up a Maple Strike if you're very lucky at a military base. Whereas Rust, it's actually there's they Gary Newman there, or secret. You know, he's put a nice barrier between you and an AK. So immediately you have to farm the resources, get the blueprint, stuff like that, right? It doesn't come out of hand. It comes more of like you have the super powerful tool, and if you lose it, well, sucks to suck.
I get what you mean. Like it's just harder to get loot there. So like if you get good loot, it's like kind of like a big deal. But like on turn, it's like it's a Maple Street.
The progression, the Rust progression of loot is comedically like time draining. That's why you see these legions of clan members. They're working around the clock. Like if you guys think that a 25 man in Unturned are working around the clock to like grind and stuff, you have not seen the powerhouse of a Rust clan. These guys will run. I've had a Rust clan when me and Chief did it, right? We had one guy who ran a 24-hour shift to help build walls, like external walls for a specific base. And it was a time drain. And was it worth it all? No. All right, that's the funny part. None of this was worth it. All right, that's the important part. But with Unturned, I think it's a very low stakes. Like if I lose a Maple Strike kit or I lose these NVGs, you know what? I'll just pick up another one. There's probably some guy running around with it anyways. I can probably grub my way. With Rust, you'd probably just freak out if you lost like 72 hours worth of work in about like 2 hours of raid.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like that.
No, I agree.
I think the polarity. I think Rust and Unturned have this. They have two sides of the same coin, but one of them is you have everything to gain, nothing to gain, everything to lose, and then Unturned you have everything to gain and basically nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I see what you mean. It makes sense because I think Unturned is just a faster game in general as opposed to Rust.
Unturned, it's like if I die with this kid, I lost like 15 minutes, maybe half an hour of work based on what server I'm in, because they have 1 times, 2 times. With Rust, it is a slow. It's you're basically the equivalent of like a North Korean laborer, right? Just trying to scrape your way to please give me a gun, please give me a gun with this one. You're basically groveling at your knees. Right? Well, in Unturned, you can just walk into any home and you just find a cult. Now I can kill some guy stacked up on the crane in Seattle or something that's been sitting up there for 12 hours farming farming reputation or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pitt, what is your experience with BattleEye?
With BattleEye, it not much really. Honestly, I just kind of log into the game. I don't, I'm a good boy. I'm a wholesome, 100 chungies, right? I log into the game and I play the game how it is, right? I don't. BattleEye has not failed me, but I've heard it's failed many. All right, and maybe that's just a skill issue. Maybe it's just you fiddled around. Maybe you set the game's Unturned speed to be 2 times, so you got VAC banned instantly as well as being banned from BattleEye. I don't know. It worked for me. I haven't had anything terrible with it. I haven't been nuked from any platforms, and I played Siege. Siege was full of hackers, and obviously it couldn't stop that as well. So, maybe the experience is arbitrary. I don't know. I don't have a good opinion on BattleEye.
I think before we end this episode, I want to end with this story because something very odd has happened recently in Unturned. It involves me and one other person, which I'll name. So this happened on Tuesday of this week. So on Tuesday, I wake up, and about an hour later, I get a message from a trial, and he sends me this weird person who was impersonating Nelson, and he asked me a simple question. I believe that he said, BattleEye is the only person that has the BattleEye hat, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then he sends me this image, and I'm gonna show it on the screen right now. You guys look at this image real quick. Do you notice anything wrong about this?
The literal BattleEye, it's real.
That's the BattleEye hat. Now, when I found out about this, I was immediately confused because the BattleEye guy does not play Unturned. I know that for a fact. The BattleEye guy is not playing Unturned. He's doing other things. He's not doing that. So I'm already confused. First of all, this is the BattleEye guy playing on a Russian server, and this account is private. This account is a private account that's impersonating Nelson on a Russian server. So I was already confused. I was like, what even is this? Why does this guy have the BattleEye hat? Well, I go look through other means to go ahead and like find out what this account even is, because this account does not really exist anywhere. I'm looking through a bunch of people's friends, certain people that I would think that would they have illegal items. These people have illegal items. I was looking through a bunch of people, and I was like, nope, none of these people are not friends with this guy. So who the hell is this guy? So I go to this administration website that staff members on Unturned servers use to like hunt down players. If you know, you know. And basically, I was looking for this account, and this account was playing this game, playing Unturned for, it said 8 years. Has been playing, this account was 8+ years old. And, I believed, like, everything that he had was legit because of the hat. The hat, I think it was legit because of the amount of time that he's been. But I asked the Trow, because I went on the server directly after this happened. And I was like, because I asked him what server this was, and I joined. And this guy was playing. And lo and behold, this guy was literally impersonating Nelson in server text chat, and was always responding whenever anybody said Nelson, responding when everybody else was like saying anything about Nelson. Basically, this guy was just impersonating Nelson. So it was just odd. And what I realized is that he was using this BattleEye hat to make himself seem legit to real players, to make him believe that he was Nelson. So, I was confused for so many reasons of what the fuck was going on, because this guy should not have this hat. There's only one person that should have that hat, and it's the BattleEye owner. How did this guy get the BattleEye hat, specifically made for the owner? And why is this guy impersonating Nelson? So I immediately thought that this was like, directly after I went through that thought process, I was like thinking, so is this thing even real? And I was quickly disproven in that it was real, because I was believing it was a fake admin item. You know how you can make like fake items from regular skins, like skins that only exist for certain people. They can be given to like server administrators, if they use like this plugin. And I quickly realized that first of all, the plugin didn't exist on the server, and this guy is not an administrator. He's not an administrator because the people that are administrators on these servers have this role that like immediately on the server list and in text chat that's a helper. So this guy was not a staff member on the server. He was just a regular Unturned player like everybody else. So immediately I believed that this item was real. And I had no idea how this guy got it. So immediately I just reported it to Nelson, because this could have been something very odd that happened, and this guy got maybe access to BattleEye itself and was somehow using it to get that hat. It didn't make sense. I didn't know what else to do because I was busy that day. So I reported him to Nelson, and Nelson immediately got back to me in like 3 hours or like 4 hours, and said that he had banned the guy for impersonation and referred the account to BattleEye. So the account was real. The item that this guy had was real. Basically, I believe that was real because Nelson basically was like, yeah, I referred it to BattleEye. And I thought it would end it there. And I thought that was the end of this story, and I thought this was something else. The guy changed his entire account, and everything. He's no longer impersonating anymore, and he's still banned. The next day, I didn't know about this, but 2 administrators of the Unturned official Discord server got banned by BattleEye, Pablo and Vex. Both 2 Unturned administrators got banned for apparently no reason, and they weren't banned directly by Nelson. They were banned directly by BattleEye. I asked Vex directly, why did he get banned? And he sent me this message, the actual automated message that BattleEye sends to people. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. And they have no idea what they were doing. But Vex was being really kind of weird, so I don't even know, maybe he was doing something sus, and BattleEye fixed it, because maybe there was a major breach in BattleEye, and they barely fixed it that day after the report that Nelson gave to them. but when I got back home, because I was gone for Thanksgiving this Thursday, and I opened Unturned, immediately my Unturned crashed. The moment that, well, not just my Unturned crashed, I shouldn't say that. My entire PC got crashed, and what it got crashed by, it said the notification was like a kernel access, in which I believe is because of BattleEye, because BattleEye is a kernel access anti-cheat, which, if you don't know what a kernel access anti-cheat is, basically whenever you start up your PC, it automatically activates, like it's already scanning your files for stuff. So that's what it does, and it crashed my PC. I was looking around other Discord servers, related servers, and I was looking, and I found more people that were getting crashed the moment they opened Unturned for the first time after Wednesday. And yeah, people were just crashing left, right, and center. So something very odd happened on Tuesday where BattleEye was overcorrected for something and is literally crashing people's PCs whenever they open Unturned after this like silent update that they had. And whoever this guy was that somehow got this BattleEye hat that he shouldn't have, was I don't know. I don't know the full story because all that's behind the scenes, but that what a weird occurrence.
It's a unturned BattleEye cabal. Okay, you cut off his source of revenue. He was exploiting these arid Russian, children. He was draining them of their wallets and their processing power, and then you shut it down. You squealed to Nelson, and now he has destroyed the entirety of Unturned and its anti-cheat network.
Well, BattleEye still works. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I just think whatever happened got two administrators of the Unturned official Discord server banned. So inherently, I got Vex and Pablo banned from Unturned.
you take one man's source of revenue, he takes two of your admins. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Right? So it's a cutthroat world.
So that's the story for the people that were wondering, because I did tell a couple people, like, yeah, I'll explain the story on my podcast. Which, I mean, I know very little, but it did start kind of with me. I'm believing that BattleEye did have this problem because of me, because Nelson did refer to BattleEye. It's very odd. I don't know if this kid still has the BattleEye hat. He might still have it. He added me back on Steam, but he has not unprivated his account. Which, if he unprivates his account and I still see the BattleEye hat there, then, like, yikes,
All he sees you coming now, all right? You're posting this to the media, all right? He's gonna see it and he's gonna say, "Oh, it's time to take down your account. Your account's no more. You're gonna get BattleEye next."
Kukui Charles, I am coming after
But I
you.
also wonder, because there's a couple people that I know, but I also wonder if they got affected. I should look at everyone's accounts that are sus. All the sus accounts that are currently on Unturned, I should look at them and see if any of them got banned because of this. Because I believe Vex does mess with code. He does do stuff for code. So he might have gotten accidentally BattleEye banned, and I'm pretty sure he could appeal. But at the same time, I asked him, was he doing anything sus? Over and over again. He kept kind of going around the question. So, and also when I point out that I didn't report on specifically them, he was like, "So you didn't snitch on us?" So it makes me kind of feel like something else was going on with those two, of why they got banned more so than everybody else. So I don't know. It's a whole ordeal. It's still ongoing, I guess, because they still haven't been unbanned or confirmed that they're supposed to be banned for whatever. So it's kind of like a story that is still developing. BattleEye is really weird. I don't know how BattleEye dropped the ball so hard that a kid playing on Russian servers can impersonate Nelson Sexton while wearing a hat made for the creator of BattleEye. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if maybe some kid's dad works at BattleEye and he somehow got access to it or something like that. I don't know. It's very odd. I don't know. Maybe there's still a problem, and I'm just making it worse by talking about it.
Well, Charles, if it comes out that you've killed yourself, I guess we all know what happened. You got taken out by the BattleEye hitman. Okay?
Committed suicide with 5 shots on the chest.
He hung himself in his
23
bed.
stab wounds, 2 shots in the back of the head, 2 shots in the front of the head.
CIA ruled suicide.
Every federal agency has ruled out or ruled a suicide. All right, no involvement from any external forces. All right, especially
How
not
does-
battle eye.
How
All
does
federal
CIA like feel like when they're listening to us talk about this?
What?
They
To
don't
all
care.
federal agents, to all federal agents in the audience, this is a joke. This
Yeah,
to
for
all
legal
federal
reasons,
agents in the
No,
let's-
no.
audience,
Stas is a federal
buy the
agent. All right, he's
merch.
I can see him glowing right here. He has been living an entire facade. He's not actually in a favela. He made Brazil to troll us. All right, and now he has gotten deep into the unturned community.
now listen,
right?
I'm glowing. I'm
He's-
glowing because of the radiation. Okay.
No,
The unturned
you're
elite.
glowing. You're
I c-
glowing in the dark because you're trying to invoke me to do a terrorist attack. All right,
Dude, I
you try to
live
make me a terrorist in Germany. You all make me in the states. Okay, buddy.
dude, I live in Poland. It's because of the Chernobyl. Okay, it's radiation. I'm telling you.
I don't know. You're gonna get a frozen
Well, why
winter.
did
then
you
at
make
that
Rio de Janeiro?
Why did I make Rio? I have no idea.
Were you on drugs?
Why didn't you add a
Jimmy-
monkey? Why didn't you add a monkey animal? Okay, I wanted one to attack me.
What is
That-
going on? Even what is going on?
Where's the capybara? Where's the capybara?
I'm
Stas?
asking
What-
the real
what-
questions here, right? The
The
burning questions
capybara
from the
pulled
people.
up.
What am I being like indoctrinated into? Huh?
You're the one that made Rio,
Who's
right?
who's the real federal agent now? Huh?
Are
The
your
Rio?
songs an activation? Are they a sleeper cell activation for all unturned players? When they
They're
listen to the
actually
PEI
icons.
song, all right, do they all activate and want to say, I want to blow up Nelson Sexton's
No.
home"? Is that
No,
it?
not all of them. Not all of them.
That's all of
Not
them.
all of them.
All
See,
of them
I-
do what
see,
the rest
you're-
wanna
no,
do.
it's piecemeal.
any-
It's piecemeal.
If any greenskin goes within 20 meters of Nelson Sexton's house, they blow up instantly. Speaking of Nelson, I know he
Speaking of
listens to
blowing
these.
up,
Speaking of Nelson, I know he listens to these. Nelson, log into your old Roblox account. You have an item worth $8 million.
Shut up.
Yeah, Nelson's worth $8
Give it to
million.
me.
Don't,
You
don't
know
say
it.
that, dude. Someone's gonna find his account and just take it.
What, you think Roblox hackers listen to the Unturned
Yeah, they're
podcast?
listening.
Yes.
They're listening.
Yeah,
right
now
They're,
they're
they're waiting
Yeah,
to
that's a
give
fair
$8
point.
million.
now
It's
what
gonna
we're
be the
doing
heist of
here
the
is
century.
now we're pressuring Nelson to do it. You see,
Nelson, you
Exactly.
Pressure him
now
to
he has-
make Dead Zone, all right? I want Dead
Now
Zone
he
back
is-
on
Nelson, if,
Roblox.
now that you have 8
Update
million, you
that
can
zone.
like use that for Unturned,
Now he is a-
or you
now
can
he has a
use it
time
for
limit.
something else.
listen. If you don't want the item, you can just give me the money. Okay.
Yeah, you should give me
Just
that.
give me the account, honestly.
Dead Zone.
Oh
tactic.
yeah, I didn't mention he owns 439 of a hat, which only has like 2,000 of them, and they all go for like 7,000 Robux each.
What does this guy do? This guy's like an early trader.
He's a limited collector. He still has like dual dark cards worth like 4 million Robux. as
Is
well.
Is he just gonna wait like till like the
He's been
all-time
waiting
high
for
when Roblox
years.
hits peak, and then it's just
He's-
I'm pretty sure in the
This is
next year it's probably gonna be worth a lot more.
appreciation, all right? Roblox inflation is increasing. Okay, you've got people
In order to learn,
farming
in order to
Roblox.
learn more, please Google Roblox inflation.
No. No.
Economy
Ah,
in
hell
Roblox
nah.
is oversaturated. Okay, you've got people farming it on Microsoft Edge, 500 Robux a day. All right, Melson is just waiting out his time. All right, with the golden goose of this $8 million or Robux or whatever it is has.
No, it's
all right, that he
It's
has.
actually $8 million.
$8 million.
It's $8 million.
Well,
It's-
we know he was a millionaire by 16. All right, he'll be a trillionaire by 26.
Yeah. So the item he has is a linked sword,
You didn't
which
have
is
to say
currently
it,
worth
man.
about 618 million Robux.
See, he's about to join the cabal. All right, the bigger cabal. All right, he's not gonna longer play with unturned players. He's gonna get into the bigger game. He's gonna get his first taste of a unborn feet.
Oh my god.
When are we getting Unturned's version of a Robux? Just asking.
Never. Nelson hates that shit. That's why he
We
left.
have it. It's called
We
the-
do. It's called the craftable material or whatever, scrap metal or whatever that you get
Materials?
in
I
your
think it's just called
inventory,
materials.
Scrap material.
That shit sucks,
Dude.
though.
Actually, wait, no. If we adapted like the crafting material to become like an actual currency in trading, that'd be kind of based, actually.
That's so bad.
Like
What do you mean?
you have to
Obviously,
scrap.
obviously, you can't do that.
Well,
right
how
now.
about all right? Let's start with making all right. I want this to be real. The multicam Cobra. All right. How about that become the trade A metric? All right.
The
I've got about
multicam
10 of these
Cobra.
things stowed away. All
Wait,
right, and I'm waiting for
could
the market to
Nelson-
shoot.
The whole
Could
10 of
Nelson
them.
like theoretically just boost every if he sells his Roblox account? Could he just boost the Unturned market
I mean,
by just
Yeah.
dumping
why
like
would you do
500,000
that?
in, and then all of a sudden
Unturned-
everything's worth a shit ton?
The unturned
Yeah.
market.
We should use the Asset Trooper as a currency.
Shut up.
I
It's a
think.
currency.
He starts naming off his own like bundles. He's like, we should start using the Rio vaccinator.
Dude, we should start using the Desert Falcon skin as a currency.
Desert Falcon, yeah.
I'll buy 1 loaf of bread for 3 Desert Falcon skins.
How about woodland saws? All right, I'll give 10 woodland saws. All right, for your mythicals.
10 woodland saws. That would be
Yes.
10 woodland saws.
10 woodland saws. You don't understand the
Going for
values of these things, all right?
Going for 10 woodland saws. I mean, 10
See,
woodland
we're making complete businessmen out of Unturned, right? It's the idea of sell me this pen, all right? Sell me this woodland saw, okay? What's so good about this woodland saw that I need it for?
It's just a good trading item in the future. Oh, appreciate. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for like Unturned like backpack like website. Can we get that? Like, I'm gonna see that.
Bro, that's not a thing. Yeah, it's actually yeah.
You know, I'll just pay someone
kinda
to
weird.
make it.
Gonna get replaced immediately by like backpack.tf when they start integrating. They're gonna say, "Oh, we do Unturned too, guys. We do Unturned."
I might just force them
No,
to do
they
it, maybe.
won't.
I don't know. Maybe.
Force
They
them.
did it with
How do you
Counter-Strike.
force
With
them? What do
money.
you hold them at? You hold them at gunpoint. How are you gonna force
With
them?
money, I'll force them with money.
I give
The
you money.
Unturned elite don't stop getting powerful. You know what I mean?
And yeah, they're growing every day. All right, they're growing on the equivalent. The Epstein Island equivalent of this unturned
No,
cabal
no.
and secret society is PEI. They all live on PEI. All right, they're all sitting there, hiding away and killing unturned Eastern European children just for fun. All right, and farming all their processing powers and wallets. Okay, I'm telling you now. All right, the unturned elite is sitting in PEI's prison. All right, where they are farming all of this money. from Eastern Europe.
Pitt, Alton Isle's on sale right now for $800,000. The actual Alton Isle from
Really?
yeah, it's on
Well,
Wait,
Nelson's gonna
100,000
buy
or
it. Nelson's
600,000?
going to purchase that. He's going
Nelson
to
could
purchase
very
it.
much buy that. That could be the
Nelson,
new
sell off your $8
convention
million
place.
item and buy the island, bro.
And
Guys,
call it Molten Island.
Personally, I just think that Pitt knows too much at this
I
point.
think he needs to.
You're gonna kill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dead. all
Your
right? I'm
next
gonna
video,
suicide.
your next video is gonna be like your apology. You say, "I made a severe and lapse of my judgment on the Unturned podcast."
And a severe, continuous lapse.
There's
in
gonna be a-
judgment.
Gonna be a camera prompt in front of me, and I'm gonna say, guys, I'm so
There is no-
sorry. The Unturned community, there's nothing actual. You know what? It was just a conspiracy theory. Okay, I was spreading misinformation just for fun. I like to do it for the shits.
I
and
do it all the
giggles.
time.
I do it all the time, and that's why all my videos are
We're
fake
all silly
news.
on the internet, you know.
Sillians.
It's like
So,
there's like the 1984 Big Brother on the screen talking, and it's like there is no such thing as the Unturned elite. I was simply lying.
You have to look into my retinas to see that. All right, you're gonna have to look right into my eyes, and you're gonna see the 1984 projector and the person in my eyes, and he's gonna say, there is no unturned secret cabal. All right, there's not a secret organization. All right, that's right now controlling Washington or PEI. All right, there's no unturned secret community to spread and mass the mass media of staged role play videos. Okay, they don't exist.
All trees
legal
must have
reasons,
12
let's
vertices.
go.
All trees must have 12.
vertices.
Well, I think we've hit a roadblock. I feel like I'm missing something. But I think this will end this episode.
You already shilled the merch. Yeah. Go
yeah,
go buy
the merch.
Go buy
the merch is now out. So
Make us money.
Unsubscribe. Everybody unsubscribe right now. All right. I have a challenge for all of you
Subscribe for
in
real.
the Unturned podcast. Unsubscribe and unsubscribe from my channel. I need to go under 500 subscribers again. All right. Being above 500 makes me no longer underground.
all the all of Pitt's channels are in the description below. Go subscribe to him. Go show him some love, so he can make a
Go
500 subscriber special because he's been playing that off.
Go subscribe and then unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe immediately afterwards. I demand you do
No,
that.
don't
See,
unsubscribe.
he thinks if his channel is small enough, he'll be safe. But
No, it means I'm underground.
No, you're
Okay,
not.
that means I'm the underground.
You already
Yeah.
like basically half of Chief Grave, so I mean like.
Buy the Unturned podcast merch, specifically
Unturned
buy
podcast.
Buy
buy
the
my
Funko
Do not
stuff.
buy Diddleana stuff.
Buy the
Unturned
Funko
Funko
Buy
Pop.
Pops.
Buy the Funko
Buy the
Pop.
Funko Pops.
Stack your Funko Pop collection. Collect all of them. Collect the Unturned podcast members. Charles's Funko Pop. Stas's Funko Pop. Dragon Games Funko Pop, even if you will. Please buy the Funko Pop.
please,
Please.
buy them.
All right,
Please.
is-
Buy the subscription service as well.
Pretty
You
please.
must buy. You
Buy the
must buy
subscriptions.
Unturned podcast merch. You
Oh,
must
you
purchase
must buy it.
Unturned podcast
You
merch.
must tell your friends about Unturned podcast merch.
You love Unturned podcast
You will
merch.
buy all of Unturned
Especially-
podcast merch.
Especially there's also like hidden products.
Yeah, there's
so,
there's a couple of hidden
hidden
products there. If
product.
you find them, you could either buy them or
You
just
find
be
them.
like, haha, that's
There-
funny.
I heard
There are-
there's a
yeah, right.
collaboration with Soylent from the Unturned podcast as well.
Okay. Okay, is there anything else you
No,
want to
we-
say before we end this episode?
we have actually collabed with Supreme. They made like Supreme bricks.
We have Supreme Unturned
Like-
shirts.
You know how there is like the brick structures in Unturned? There's like a new tier.
Exactly. You know,
It's made of Supreme bricks.
the
It's stronger than
the
metal.
housing planner is now available on the Unturned podcast merch store.
Supreme brand housing.
Okay.
Do you think the
Exactly.
housing planner runs iOS or Android?
I think it runs Linux.
Yeah.
True.
All right.
No, it runs both. It's got like dual. It's got like
Dude, it runs-
dual
All right.
boot.
End this
It
joke.
runs
End this joke. Hold on. We gotta end the episode.
No.
No,
If I
no,
see- if
fuck.
I
We're
see
stalling for time.
You're stalling for
alright?
time for
There's
no
no
reason.
Beautiful
There's no
2 hours.
reason for
Just
stalling
do
for
that.
time.
Just do the outro while
If
we're
I see-
talking. You do
I
that.
want to
if I
give
see
Pitt one
it,
last word
shut
before we
up.
end the end. Pitt, do you have anything else to say
If I
before
see
we
it-
end?
One last word.
Well, I need you to
Okay,
unsubscribe.
All right, this concludes this episode of the Unturned Podcast. I've been your host, Concrete Charles, and bye.
You will
Bye.
purchase Unturned podcast merch. You will give us
Buy the
money.
Funko Pop.
Buy the Funko Pop.
Consume!